Good evening, Booker T fans, and welcome to another episode here in season three, episode 8 of Sports Talk with Rags. And to continue here with promoting high school baseball, we have Booker T's head varsity baseball coach, Thaddeus Berry. Coach Berry, how you doing this evening?
I'm doing well, doing well. It's a beautiful day today, so it's always, let you know you can smell the baseball about to get started here soon.
Yes, I mean, and the thing is I think officially practice starts here next week, and then games, scrimmages probably the first week or two in March, and then the middle of March games officially start.
Yep, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Everybody's wrapping up and getting ready.
Right. So hey, before we talk about your involvement here in Booker T, what's your experience here with game of baseball here when you were growing up and getting into coaching?
It's a little bit different. Back then when I was coming up, I'm actually born out of Kentucky, raised a little bit in California as well. All right, and the difference, I would say the difference is, back then it was more rec ball, and then you had Sunday Select and Cooperstown, stuff like that. We didn't have as much travel ball. Travel ball, you had it, but it wasn't one of those things. More of all-star teams and things like that, and you would travel. Compared then, my coaches, they selected me. I was a catcher from high school to college, so that's what I did. I did a transition to the outfield and a little bit of third base, so that's one of the things. But the coaches then they taught a lot. There's a lot of training, but it's all about really. We did a lot on our own as well as players. So and we had the rough coaches back then. The ones that yell at you, screamed
Got your
at you.
face.
Oh yeah, they go ham on you. So it's a little bit different now. And that's what happens. Times change, but it's gotten better. We're a lot more teaching now. You go over the basics. A lot of the kids are looking at how to get better. Some of them they understand that hey, I might not be an MLB player, but I want to be one of the darn best college players there is. So a lot of them are working towards that.
Yeah, and let's see. So what the Navy brought you to Norfolk, and I know before you got the head coaching job, you were first an assistant there at Booker T there in 2016.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, yeah, and then got the head coaching job. I know that the pandemic there in 2020, but just talk about here the last couple years here with leading the leading the Booker T. Washington baseball program.
Oh yeah, and that's what it is. We've it's not a traditional baseball school.
Right.
It's an inner city school. Basketball, football is what they're known. Especially for football. Bruce Smith has came out of there. Don Carey came out of there. Great basketball players, and Sweet Pea Whitaker is out of that area as well. So they've got the history, but a lot of people don't understand that Sam Allen is a Negro League baseball player. That's where he's from that school as well.
Okay.
And of course, Tony Brothers, the NBA official,
Yeah.
he also played baseball there too as well.
Okay.
So it was different. It's different. The culture is starting to change a little bit, where people are starting to believe in baseball that you can play baseball. So my experience, within the Navy is trying to create a culture with discipline. Also, you want to try to create it to where kids understand they believe in your philosophy and they believe they're going to buy into why should I play baseball for Booker T. So that's one of the things we've done in the past couple of years. We've had anywhere between 10 to 12 players. No JV team. We had JV my first and second year. We haven't had any since. But those 12 to 13 guys come out there and they're ready to play and they're eager to play. And most of them, they don't have any aspirations going to college. They want to just play baseball. So that's a step in the right direction because you never know. Those guys, brothers, cousins, nephew, nieces might want to play later on in life, and those guys might end up becoming a coach, regardless of how it is. My first year, my pitcher Kobe Baker actually went to go play for Brian and Stratton. He was a pitcher slash outfielder. So I feel if I can get a kid to go in the military, or hey, I got a kid that's doing real good in life, or I got a kid that goes to college. Those are what I've done as a good job as a coach.
Yeah, I mean, and with having other coaches on and talk about their program, we've also talked about where it's you also want to help your kids with coaching there to do well in the classroom, and if they don't want to play at the next level, then as high school's done and they go into the game of life, with the workforce or college, that they're ready for that next step here with being an adult.
Yes.
Yeah, and the thing is, so Booker T, is in the Eastern District here with, so that's Portsmouth and Norfolk schools here. So let's see now with Portsmouth and Norfolk schools, do you play both schools twice for district games, or do you just play them once and then go find other non-conference schools, to have a full 18, 20 game schedule?
Yeah, we have a 19-20 game schedule. We play everybody twice within the district. We have a tough district. Granby and Maury is in our district as well. Churchland, they're in our district. So yeah, we play them back to back. So we've battled sometimes. I still take pride into the first time. No, second time we played. No, first time we played Maury. We actually went the full game. It was the final score was 10-0. My kids was bunting, hitting, getting on base. We did really good. And I mean, yes, we lost the game, but that was competitive compared to where teams get blown out by 30-1 or 30-0, things like that. So we've been very very competitive. Because Moore and Granby, those are your traditional schools in the Eastern District. That's really baseball traditional schools. So it's always competitive playing against them, the Churchlands. We also play against Manor. They're in our district as well. Norview and Norcom is all in our district.
Right. Yes, and and before we started coming on, you talked about how last year you guys with the size of enrollment, Booker T is in the Eastern District because Portsmouth and Norfolk schools, but then when the regular season's over, then you get paired up on where the school is and what group, and with Booker T being 3A, ended up going to the playoffs, going to regionals.
Hmm. Yes, we fought pretty hard. We beat a couple teams. We beat Norview last year twice, and that's a 4A school.
Okay.
We beat Norcom twice, which is in our region. Then we also we played Hopewell really well,
Yeah.
and that's we drew the first round. I think we beat Arcadia and a couple other schools, so we did really well to get us in that first round for the first time for regions in the last. I think they said 25 years. It's the first time Booker T baseball has been in the regions. So that's a really good thing because we did good in the region. In the
Yeah.
district, we did decent, but it's hard to compete with the Grammys and Morys. But we try to put the best that we can on the field, but it was our region that got us to where we needed to be at.
Yeah, and and you were talking about a couple of your returners here. One that's a two-way player committed to Norfolk State, and then also shortstop also.
Yes,
You know.
yeah. My Yacil Samboy, he's from the Dominican Republic. He's here, and he's a great kid, and he batted really high last year. Some home runs last year. He's a pitcher, catcher, wherever you put the kid just wants to play ball. So I know the coach at NSU loved him. He's waiting for him to get him over to campus this next year. He's a senior, so he's waiting for him. Darius Walston is a really young kid, but he makes playing shortstop easy.
Mhm.
Last year I had him playing catcher, shortstop, pitching. He did it all, but he definitely makes shortstop make it look easy.
Yeah.
Then we got some more pitching coming in next year. Picked up a kid, transferred in named KJ Kevin Young. He's a 6'5" kid, and he throws knuckleball, curveball. He's going to be a good addition. And then a couple kids that's played for us for a couple years are also returning. So those kids got now more baseball knowledge, and they played fall ball and stuff like that. So it helps our program out a lot going forward.
Yeah, and in the fall ball, I mean, I know with what's the off season, are you guys able to have a fall ball team, or are
Hmm.
you guys able to get them on a fall team so they continue with the reps there in the off season?
Yeah, we're able to get them on the fall ball. We have an all fall ball. We don't have everybody because in the fall, some of our kids play football.
Football.
So we always have a little mixture of some kids that are around the area. So we normally combine Norview and Booker T to have as one, and some kids from Norcom to have one fall ball team
Yeah.
because we all have numbers where like our enrollment at Booker T is like 863 kids. And same thing at Lake Taylor. Lake Taylor's got 800 something kids too. So we all combine Lake Taylor, Norview, and Norcom. We play fall ball together just to help our kids to continue to play for those that don't play football
Right.
in fall sports.
Right. Yes, and it, it's go time here with I know that teams they if you don't play you know basketball or run indoor track then you're winter conditioning but come next week official practice time here for
Yeah.
2023 season.
Yes, yes, we ready. We ready to go. The kids was telling me about the weather, and today we went out there and I watched my coaches hit a couple balls to them, and they did good. They was ready out there and throwing the ball hard. So they're excited. They're ready to go.
Yeah, yeah, and also, do you play some area private schools?
We don't have any on the list this year. We normally play like Norfolk Collegiate or Norfolk Christian. Those are ones that we normally play, but we don't have them on the list this year. The hardest thing is over the past couple of years, a lot of the coaches have switched out and changed. So their schedules are either full or they're trying to get stuff on it. So I try to work on my schedule maybe about October, November time frame, so that I know what I'm going into coming the spring.
Right. Yes. Yeah. And is it with baseball? Is it pretty much like whatever outside of your district? With the non-conference, is it pretty much whatever you want to schedule, and then just get the athletic director and the principal to okay it,
Hmm.
or do you communicate with the athletic staff there at Booker T?
So what we do is my athletic director, Robin Williams, she's great. She lets me pretty much run the show,
Yeah.
and what I'll do is we have a district schedule, which is
Yeah.
which is in stone. Just changes the home and away dates,
Right.
and then when she does any additional games like scrimmages and stuff like that, she'll send it to me. And what we'll do is we'll get together, and I'll tell her, here's the games. She'll talk to their ads. We'll keep them all on the same page, and then we'll coordinate. Are you gonna play at your home? We're gonna play away and stuff like that. Like for example, Oscar Smith, we have to play because they get out of school later than we do. We have to play at their home field,
Since they have like
because their time. So and they have lights, so we have to
right,
play Oscar Smith. Some of the schools that are farther away, like Arcadia, we have to leave a little earlier so we can get on that side to go play them. Because they came to play with us last year. So it all
oh
depends, but we try to little diversity so the kids can go out there and we're playing schools in Richmond or we play on the Eastern Shore, stuff like that, just to give it a little bit different, and that's the same teams all at the same time, you know.
right, yeah, yeah, and even with having some coaches there from Virginia Beach, come on and
Oh
talk
yeah.
about where they don't have lights, but I know with Chesapeake, I know with being from Western Branch, Western Branch does their home games at like 5:30 or 6 o'clock,
Hmm.
and so with Oscar Smith, there at Chesapeake, they got lights as well.
Hmm. Hmm.
So,
Yeah.
and hey, so also here, so you're involved here with Booker T. Washington baseball, but then also you were sharing with me that while you've been stationed, here and then staying in the area after you retired, you've also gotten involved here with the travel travel
Hmm.
team of baseball. So share share about your experience here with travel ball here in the area.
The travel ball here, it's very unique because you try to get kids within your local city or surrounding to play ball, and it's training. By the time you do travel, those kids should already be trained up to get to you. So then you just do like small little tweaks here and there, put them in the right position to showcase their talents. So I've been very fortunate that a lot of people know me, so we have their kids and they come and play. I don't go under a big umbrella like the Canes or one of the big nationally dirt bags or something like that. So locally, we just do our own thing called the Spartans, and we just take 30 kids because I wanted two teams,
Yeah.
and we just put them together and we play. We go out there and showcase their talents and try to get them to go to school to the next level as much as possible. And if not that, we at least learn and train and go. Because I always believe that there's some you could as a kid if you've got a good grade point average and you put heart and soul into trying to play baseball. There's a school that wants you. Because it's always student athlete first, and it's always students first and then athletes. So if you can do that, you're successful for wherever you go.
Yeah, and with one of my friends with working at the shipyard, one of my friends here has gotten into high school and college umpiring. And I know that Brian Stratton, Paul D. Camp, even what used to be Thomas Nelson, now Peninsula Community College. So there's some smaller schools here right in the area
Hmm.
that are picking up baseball programs.
Yes, man. I'm very. Brian Stratton has got a great program going over there. Coach Pauly is doing a great, outstanding job there. I think a good friend of mine, Shane. I think he's on the peninsula. I know it used to be Thomas Nelson. I think.
Yeah.
So I know their program is really good. Bland also is a good program, and Paul G. Camp, as far as the JUCO level, those programs are really good, and they're getting better. So every year you hear about them, they're getting more talent in, getting more training in, and they're pumping those kids through as well. So those are really great programs. Then of course you've got our, Nova State, VSU, ODU, UVA, Vitek, all those schools, Liberty, Radford. We go on and on. There's a lot of
Yeah.
great programs here in Virginia. There's always been talent in Virginia, so we just got to continue to get them, pump them out there, and get these kids getting shown and go there. So I think we're doing a great thing. You're doing a great thing by getting it out there as well.
Well, hey, I certainly appreciate it. I know with my junior high friend Mike Sharp that gave me this platform here in 2021, and I just pretty much reached out to some of the people that I knew, and then last year, did it get things up and running here with doing many schools, but I know that people were still coming out of the pandemic.
Yeah,
There in 2021 and 2022, but this year, I mean, it started here with a roundtable there in the middle of January here with some private and public schools, and then just taking off here with you know having other schools come on. And I know that you reached out to me, with seeing other episodes. So hey, I appreciate people reaching out and talking about other baseball programs that you and I both know that everybody, even at the high school level, wants to talk about high school football, high school basketball. Baseball is just not well covered. These days.
Yeah, and we got a lot of talent. I mean, you talking about Michael Kadire, you talking about David Wright, you talking about the Upton boys. We're talking about there's a guy by the name of Connor Jones. He's a great pitcher. He's coming up there. Even though Verlander not from here, he's still pitching ODU. But there's a lot of talent that gets out of here that a lot of people don't see. And I'm gonna tell you right now, mark my words, this 2025 class, and I would say probably the 2024 class is gonna be very unique. There's going to be a lot of names coming out of them classes within the Hampton Roads area that I think that's going to really put us on the map here pretty soon. Because I've seen the talent and I trained with some of the talent. So I think that's going to be really a really good class.
Right. Yes. Yeah. And, even if someone doesn't play basketball, or doesn't do indoor track, I mean, winter months, I mean, you definitely need an indoor facility here to continue with reps or just, so do you guys have access to a indoor facility to have like informal practice there in the wintertime, when the
Hmm.
weather's not cooperating?
Oh, you have to. You have to. That's where like you said, if the kids are not playing other sports and winter sports, they got to get their reps in. Everything from basic fielding, basic hitting, to little small fundamentals, and hone those skills. I'm very fortunate that I have a lot of great friends that I go places. D bats in Virginia Beach. I got a friend that's out in Virginia, out of Wichita. Turner Williams. He's a great friend of mine. If I need anything there. I go out to Coastal. Coastal's right up the street from me.
Yeah.
Topher Ellis, he's a great friend of mine as well. Matter of fact, he opened his doors to me when they first opened. So me and Topher are really good friends. He's got a great program there as well. So Coastal, D-bats, Turner Williams is out there. I've gone as far as been out there with Bobby out at Grand Slam. So Bobby's opened his doors to me several times. I've
Yeah.
driven kids out there and been under Bobby as well, and he's helped me talk to some kids, and he's also in hand sent me some kids as well. So I respect Bobby. He's a great mentor, great guy to talk to. He's very honest with me. I used to do umpire for him as well. So all the coaches in the area, they're great guys and great friends of mine. I have no bad blood with anybody. The first guy to talk to me was Roland Wright at Western Branch.
Yeah.
We had sat down. He talked to me. He said, "Hey, you're at Booker T. It's gonna be rough, but hey, those kids are athletes. Just let them be athletes. Let them have fun. Just train them. Teach them the game and go from there."
Yeah, yeah, Roland, I mean, I remember when he was a JV coach and my sister did the stats, there back in the early 90s. So, and before he came over to Western Branch to coach, he went to Great Bridge. So, definitely one guy that's been around high school baseball here in the area, both at the as a student athlete, JV coach, and then varsity. Since 2005.
Well, yeah, he was under the great tree of Wiley Lee.
Yeah.
So that whole everybody knows about that old Chesapeake, man. They was got some ballers coming out of there. So that was their area. Chesapeake is a very competitive area, right? Like right now, I mean, you got Western Branch, Grassfield, Hickory. Now Oscar Smith. My words, Oscar Smith is going to come up.
Yeah.
So Larry's out there now, so he's gonna take his experience from Maury and take it out there to Oscar Smith and get that program up and running. They're gonna be fired too. So he's probably gonna try to give Roland and run for his money out there. So
Yeah.
they, and stuff like that. But it's a great program, and we hopefully we can try to do that here in Norfolk. It's just there's 5 schools. We're all on top of each other. Most of the time we have to share our kids a lot. We don't have the big enrollments as the Chesapeake schools do, but I feel that and not the field and resources, but it's going to get there over time.
Yeah, and and the thing is whether it's about people that have facilities or people that are teacher and coaches. I mean, we've just spent here the last 5 minutes, talking about the networking piece,
Yes.
where people, yes, when the umpire says play ball, yes, everybody wants to win. But,
Yes.
but the thing is, everybody is also a phone call or, during the pandemic, a Zoom call away to help people out.
Yes, yes. There's always and that's a good thing about the coaches here in the 757. We know each other. We do travel ball. We do training. We share kids. We do a lot. So we all pretty much network. We see each other every now and then. Stubby's a great friend of mine out there. Pete Zell, in the beach area. Mark Joe. That's how I got in contact with you. We've all talked and we fist bump all the time. And a lot of time we share kids. And Pat that's over at Bayside, great friend of mine, and I give them updates on kids, and they trust me with their kids, knowing that they're in good hands when they're not in high school. So, because if I
Right.
have kids that's going out there playing for them, I would want the same thing, to where hey, I gotta trust this guy that my player by the time spring comes around, he's gonna be better, and maybe he's got a scholarship offer. Or he worked on his curveball. He's hitting the ball outside pitch or whatever he's doing because he worked with Coach So and So. So that's how it is. And you don't want bad blood. You don't want to have burned bridges, things like that, because you never know. Roland might be coach at Western Branch High School, and next thing you know, he might be coaching at a college.
Right.
And he got to recruit the kid. So we never know. So everything is one of those things where you try to network, you try to talk to people, we try to train, and we try to do it from there.
Yes, I mean, and the thing is, we talked about some individuals that have grown up here or played college ball and have had success here with the game of baseball here at the next level, even after college. And so this place, you know, even though it's not really covered that much as say football and basketball, but right here in Hampton Roads, I moved here in '87. I mean, high school baseball has definitely been competitive back then and still competitive here in the area today.
Yes, yes, it is. It definitely is.
Yeah.
And it's gonna get better. It's gonna get better a lot. It's just gonna take a lot of I think we just got as coaches, we just gotta make sure we get our kids out there. That's the one thing you want to do, and then continue to make sure they grow.
Yes. Yeah. Well, hey, Thad, appreciate your time and
Yes,
coming on here and talking about Booker T baseball and also your experience here with baseball, not only high school but also during the off season and showcase ball. So
appreciate
appreciate
it.
your time.
Thank you. Appreciate having you, and look forward to more things.
Right. Yes. Yeah. And I'll definitely be pulling for Booker T and following y'all's program. So
Appreciate it.
thanks again for your time. And let's see. Come Monday or Tuesday,
Yep.
it's practice for real. So have a great 2023 season.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, everybody. So, hey, so that is Thaddeus Berry here that has been leading the varsity baseball program here at Booker T. So, thanks again and have a great season.
Thank you.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Okay.
All right.